Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, I'm going to review the Velotric Thunder 1 ST e-bike. Now, guys, look at this thing. You can't even tell it's an e-bike. It's incredibly light. It really is unique from any e-bike I've ever reviewed on this channel. So I'm going to go over all the features of this today for you. But before I do that, I want to get out on the trails. I want to have some fun with this thing. Then we'll talk about all the specs right afterwards. Let's go. I hope you enjoyed the riding scenes of this e-bike. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed riding this more than I thought I would because I'm out on the trails, and since you can't even tell it's an e-bike, we're going up hills, I'm passing people. I mean, guys that bike all the time. I see them out there, and I'm just cruising right by them, waving at them, just keep on going, and they're struggling, drenched in sweat. It was a lot of fun, guys. I like the fact that this doesn't even look like an e-bike. That's a cool feature of this e-bike. Now, I want to talk about a couple features really quick, and we'll go over all the specs of this, because when you're buying a bike around $1,500, you definitely want to know everything about it. So in today's video, I'm going to do that. So the first thing I noticed right off the bat with this e-bike is it has Apple Find My. Now, I just wanted to point that out because I know a lot of people are worried about losing their e-bikes. This is a big expense. You don't want to lose it. You want to be able to find it if somebody tries to steal it or you misplace it, which, believe it or not, does happen. A lot of people will put air tags, those little Apple air tags, underneath your seats or hidden anywhere on the bike. Guys, this one has Apple Find My built in, and I know it's becoming more and more common to have e-bikes with apps and things like that, but Apple Find My I've never seen until this one right here. And again, this one is by Velotric. It's the Thunder 1 ST. So there's a couple other features about this that I found rather interesting that were unique to any e-bike that I have reviewed. So I'm going to talk about each one of those. So first of all, let's talk about the suspension. One of my big concerns right when I got this and I unboxed it and built it and all that stuff, which by the way was a very quick build, really easy to do, which I love that they make it easy. Instructions were good, manual was good, everything was very good, so it was easy. But first thing I noticed is there's no front suspension, no rear suspension. Where's the suspension on this thing? Where am I going to get the comfort from? Well, guys, it's a street bike. So don't get this confused with those big fat tire, 4-inch wide, meaty tires that are made for going on the trails. This one's made for the road, so it's not made for going off-road. So if you want an off-road bike, Velotric's website has a list of all kinds, and they even have big fat tire e-bikes, and I've reviewed some on this channel as well. So this one's made for the road, so it's gonna have that smooth ride on the road. There's not a lot of grit on the tires. It's a smooth ride. In addition to that, they covered the bases with this seat. Now, I'm gonna give you a close look. This is a vacuum system seat. It's not like anything I've ever seen, and it surprised me being so thin how comfortable it really is. So this really did surprise me. This is a 3D groove seat, and it actually has a little indentation in the center, and it's actually got some good padding, and it's very wide. So even though it's very thin, it's actually quite comfortable, which really did surprise me. Now, if you look down here at the motor, you will notice that it is a Velotric brand motor, which is very interesting. I know a lot of e-bike manufacturers will contract out, but this one's actually labeled Velotric. Now, it is a geared brushless motor, so it's going to have a really quiet, smooth ride. In addition to that, 350 watts, so you're going to have that power to race by those guys out on the trails. It's a 36-volt battery, too. Now, Interesting thing about the battery on this is some e-bikes you can remove it. This one you can't. It's actually built into the frame. But not only the battery's built into the frame, but all of the wires are as well. You can't see any exposed wires on here, which is pretty awesome. Let me show you where the battery is. So the battery is actually right inside the frame like I mentioned here. And if you notice, there are no wires anywhere on here, and that's because they literally hide the wires inside of the frame like I mentioned. Now I chose the sand color. I believe there's also a lava color, and this particular bike does come in two different models, a small and a medium. I got the medium one because I want to be able to ride in them a little bit taller. But if you are a little bit shorter, they do have the smaller version, which would get you, right around 5 foot or 5'3", I think, somewhere in that range, can still ride it, whereas this one you probably need to be about 5'5" minimum to ride. But I think it's cool that they have the two different size models, but in addition to that, they have all these different cool colors. I mean, I've not seen the sand color. I do have one other e-bike that is a similar color, but not like this. This one is awesome. Now, I mentioned that it does have Apple Find My, but let me show you how the panel works and all that, because it's different than any e-bike that I have reviewed. So let me show you really quick. So most e-bikes will have a panel up here. Now, whatever panel you have is what you're stuck with, where they went something completely unique. So they have, like I said, Apple Find My, but it also uses the ability to use your phone and has a little deal right here that goes right onto your handlebars. So all you would do is just literally take your phone, lock it in place, and then power it on right here. Now this will be how you dictate the pedal assist right here, and there's all the different modes, and I'll show on the screen a little bit about those modes. You've got off, eco, tour mode, normal mode, sport mode, and turbo mode if you want to have a lot of fun. And the reason why I actually like using a phone over a regular panel is because there are so many awesome apps out there that will track your progress, your exercise, your range, all that stuff, and you can do it right here. And also, this particular one is called Cycle Comp. It's completely free, and the cool thing about this is it tells you your speed. It even has maps built in, so it'll tell you where you're at, where you're going, all that stuff you can use, and it's built in and integrated literally into the handlebars. Let me show you a close-up of that. So like I mentioned here, now typically you would have just a little panel like this that go on the handlebars, but since you're using your cell phone, and again, you could use any cell phone, it literally gives you the attachment to put on the back of any cell phone case or cell phone. You could just put it right there. And so I like this one here because I can set, it tells me the speed, but I can also set the time. It's got maps, it's got all that stuff. Again, it's Cycle Comp. I'll put a link in the description or a picture of it somewhere where you can see which one I use. But I really like this panel, and so it's kind of neat to be able to have that because really enhances your whole bike experience. As you can see, this e-bike is really nice looking, and you can't tell it's an e-bike, which is kind of neat. And on the handlebars, you do have your up and down for your power, pedal assist. You can control it here or you can control it up here, which is really cool. And it will change the ring color. Also, you have a little bell. You do obviously have your front and your back brakes, which are really nice brakes, by the way. They're hydraulic disc brakes. I mean, you're not gonna get better brakes on an e-bike than this right here. It does have a Shimano shifter. It's 8-speed shifter, so if you do need a little bit of help while you're pedaling up those hills, which on a bike like this you probably don't necessarily need to so much, but why not? If you're going up a real steep hill, use your shifter, really blow by people. But just literally take in the beauty of this bike. I mean, it really is a great looking e-bike, and I really like it. I mean, the quality of this thing is second to none. Again, this is the Velotric Thunder 1 ST model. They have a few different models. They even have a model with an app that they just came out with that you should definitely check out as well. But I'll put links to this one in the description section, and you can browse all their models. They've got all kinds of stuff here. But I'll put that down there for you so it's easy to find. Again, this is by Velotric. I have reviewed a few of their other bikes on this channel, and I really like them. I think the quality of the bikes are amazing. The company is really good, and they back their product. I haven't had any problems with any of their bikes, and so because of that, I'll just continue getting them and sharing them with you guys. Again, this is Velotric's Thunder 1 ST. You guys have any questions, comment down below. Appreciate you guys watching this video. I'm going to ride our way out on this video because I just love riding this thing. I need to get back out there. Bye now. Thanks.